Hi, this is Earl, and I'm sitting here with my friend Richard, and we're here together because Richard has a rare genetic disorder, and we came together because he was looking for a solution, and uh, we happened to provide him with something that seems to be working for him. So I'd like Richard to share some background of this information, and it might be helpful to some other people. So Richard, can you tell us a bit about what is your disorder and what was the situation, your situation, when you first came to us?
What I have is Oscar Weber syndrome, which is known as HHT, and it's a disorder that the capillaries in your circulatory system will seep or leak blood, and of course that causes a lot of problems. Not only does it cause a lot of problems with nosebleeds or bruising or internal bleeding, but it could cause major problems if it affects the lungs or the brain.
Okay. And some of these spots on your face are where
The capillaries have burst into the skin and left
yeah.
places on my face and
Okay.
arms and legs and different parts of my body.
And does it have anything to do with thin blood?
Has nothing really to do with thin blood.
It's the strength of the blood vessels themselves.
It's the wall thickness of the capillary that really is the issue.
Okay. Now, what can the doctors do about that?
Actually, there's very little they can do. There are different things that they can do to monitor you. There are HHT centers around the different parts of the world. I think there are like 6 in the United States and maybe another 6 or 7 outside the United States. But there's one in Atlanta, Georgia, and one in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I think there's a couple of them in the northeastern part of the country. But
so these are people who specialize in that particular disorder. But do they have a solution for it?
They really don't have a solution for it. They've been studying it for years and years, and they know what the different issues are, but they only have worked out some procedures that they can do to save your life in the case where you have extreme bleeding, either internal or external.
So tell us about your specific situation when you came to us.
Well, my specific situation was that I had external bleeding. My nose would bleed, and at times it would get severe enough where I couldn't stop it, and I would have to go to the hospital emergency room. And of course, all they could do was really pack it and monitor you and see if you weren't anemic, you hadn't lost too much blood, and things like that. But cauterization, things like that, do not work.
How often would this happen?
Different amounts of. Sometimes it would happen 2 or 3 times in a week. Sometimes it wouldn't happen for 2 or 3 months before it happened again.
Okay.
But what the HHT centers they have a team of doctors that are supposed to be working as a team, and they each have different specialties, whether it's the brain or the liver or whatever, the lungs or whatever it is, and they work as a team to try to prevent you from having emergency blood loss, and that's about all that they can really do for you. I have gone to ear, nose, and throat doctors, and some of them were supposed to be the top of their field and probably were, but when they discovered that they were dealing with an HHT patient, they soon learned that there's not a lot they can do for you. At one point in time, just a regular consultation with a doctor, and I ended up in a hospital for 3 days, and I didn't get to go home till the fourth day, but they told me there wasn't anything they could do for me. They were just glad that I didn't lose enough blood to go blind.
So how did you find us?
I found you through my chiropractor had received a brochure about a meeting, RBC meeting that was going to happen on a Saturday, and he could not attend. And he said he knew I had problems with HHT, and he suggested that he said that they're talking about stem cells and what they can do for your stem cells. He said maybe you should go in my place and find out what you can, and come back and we'll talk about it. Possibly there's something they have that could help you. And so I agreed to go on Saturday and attend the meeting and report back to him what my findings were.
And so what did you do as a result of this?
Well, I went to the meeting and I listened to the explanation of STEMKIND and how it supposedly worked in the body, and it made a lot of sense to me. And I thought, there's nothing else that I've tried that was helping anyway, as far as doctors or medications or anything else. So I decided I would try the STEMKIND and the Vitalo and see if it would help me in my HHT problem, and see if I could get an upper hand on it.
So what kind of results did you see?
Well, at first I didn't notice anything for a couple of weeks, and then about the third or fourth week after taking it, I noticed that when I did have a slight nosebleed, it wasn't as severe as it had been before. And by the time I had taken the STEMKIND for about 8 or 9 weeks, I noticed that immediately after I nosebleed, that very little pressure on the affected area, and it would quit bleeding. So I thought, well, possibly the STEMKIND is helping those capillaries to heal up and to be stronger than they were before. So I decided to continue on taking them, and I've been taking STEMKIND and Vitalo and some other RBC products for approximately 3 years now.
3 years? And can you tell us, is there a measurable difference, and what is that measurable difference for you?
Actually, the quality of my life has changed tremendously. I don't have to worry about going somewhere and having a terrible nosebleed. I don't have to worry about laying in the bed at night, waking up in a pool of blood.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about a lot of things that I was worried about before. And it's evidently something to do with the stem cells in my body have got to the point where they're helping to heal my body in ways that it wasn't available to it before.
Okay. So how much STEMKIND are you taking?
Well, I started taking 2 initially, and then I gradually increased it up to 4 a day, and then I backed off to 3 for the next year or so, and now I'm only taking 2 a day, and I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay on 2 a day. Okay. Well, we're certainly grateful that you found us, and that the STEMKIND and Vitalo are working for you. It's one of the joys we get in our business is helping people like Richard, who are looking for a solution and not finding it anywhere. And while it's not a cure for what you got, at least what it's done is improve the quality of your life.
Exactly. It's improved my quality of my life tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you have allergies or hay fever or anything like that, you don't have to worry about sneezing and having a severe nosebleed.
Yeah. Well, Richard, I thank you for your time.
I've enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. Well,
All right.
it's pleasure.
Pleasure.